What's up, everyone? This is Derek with your Everyday Tech, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the Narwal Flow. Now, this unit came out in August 7th of 2025, but I decided to do a review because I was really excited to check out that track mop, and I finally got my hand on this unit. So I'm going to be going through all of the tests. I'm going to be putting this through rigorous tests, stress tests, whatever you want to call it. That's what it's going to be happening from mopping to vacuuming. We're going to be checking out the obstacle avoidance. I'm not going to hold back on this unit. I'm going to really put it through his brains. So before we even think of starting that, I like to go over the specs as always. So let's just take a look at the design and some of the consumer components that you are able to disassemble to do a maintenance on. So right now, let's take a look at the base station itself. I'm going to lift this cover up. It is hinged. Also, it has some directions. If you decide you don't want to use an app for the unit, you can basically just press this single button and it gives you multiple commands to the robot and to the base station. So, all right. So right here, I'm going to start with the signature color purple for Narwal Flow is their water tank. It's a pretty decent size. And here's the dirty water tank. It has been doing some cleaning during my pre-testing. So so far what I'm seeing is doing a really good job in mopping. If we come down here, we can just kind of access the dust bag. Now this cover actually comes with the 2 magnets and 2 clips at the bottom to clamp it onto. And it also gives you some foam to dampen that auto empty dustbin sound. All right, so with that being said, we're going to continue on and just give a good overview of the bottom portion. I'm going to come down here and pull out the mopping tray. So this is the mopping tray right here. It comes with a removable filter to catch any large debris or anything like that. You could just take this over to your sink and give it a whirl. And so that is so there. It's very easy to clean. And yeah, so that is the overall of the docking station. So now let's take a look at the unit itself, the robotic vacuum. I'm going to start with the undercarriage at this point. As you can see, it comes with 2 side brushes. They are color coded. Purple's for the left, orange for the right side. Now these side brushes are hinged so they can extend out a little further. More so the right side one that is allowed to get into corners. So when these units come up to the corner, it basically will reverse the side brushes and extend out the hinge. So it's able to pull in all that debris from the corners and sweep it directly into the main brush housing. So that is the way it operates. Right here, there's your inlet for your dust extraction to bring it right into the dustbin of the docking station. And here above, you have the carpet sensor. So when it goes over carpet, it's able to raise up the vacuum volume and also lift the track mop about a few millimeters, in which we'll go into that a little bit more. You also have 1, 2, 3 cleft sensors to keep this thing from falling downstairs if you have stairs in your home. So that is that for that. And then we could come down now and remove this cover to the housing. This is the cover, and this is the main brush of the Narwal Flow. So now this is anti-tangle. It is a conical shape where basically when hair gets caught on it while it's vacuuming, it basically will send it to one side of the brush, which is floating, and suck it right into the dustbin. So that is the design there, and I gotta say, so far it works really, really well. Okay, so now we're gonna come down and keep going down and check out the star of the show. That is the track mop. In a minute, I will disassemble that so we can get the internals and see how it go all together. Okay, so let's take a look at the track mop right here, the star of the show. I'm gonna disassemble it so we can check it out together. So you have two points where you press in, lift up, and pull out, and then over to the right. And that's how you basically disassemble and remove the track mop. So I'm gonna take the mop off the module, and we can actually get a chance to see the whole mechanism and how it works. So basically, when you're installing the mop pad on, it's inward, but when you apply it back to the mopping module itself, it extends out. So basically, it'll allow the mop to sit snug on the module. All right, so I will show a demonstration of that as well. Okay, so this unit comes equipped with the with 16 high pressure nozzles to spray warm water about 40 degrees Celsius onto the mop roller and solution to basically clean your floors, and is extracting the dirty water that it picks up with the dirty water internal tank. So this black bar is the squeegee. It basically scrapes off any debris, anything like that before it goes into the bin. So with that being said, we're gonna just place all this back together and then talk a little bit more overall about the robotic vacuum itself, the components and everything, and then we'll put everything back together and start the testing of the mopping, vacuuming, and obstacle avoidance. Okay, so when you're placing the mop back on the module, you just want to depress it in and apply the mop, and only place it on halfway so you can basically install the cam onto the motor. So I will adjust that on there like that, and then you can push down on the mop assembly and make sure that it goes all the way. And then here you have a tab that reaches the opposite side of the cam. And then once it's on, you basically pull out as you're doing it because it's spring loaded, and then you press down and you hear 2 clicks. And it's simple as that. It may take you a few tries, but it's easy going forward. All right, so last but not least, this comes with a caster wheel that is positioned in the rear of the robotic vacuum. And that is because this is more so a floor washer with a vacuum. So when this thing runs over water or spill or something like that, it automatically lifts the main vacuum brush. So only thing that will come in contact with beforehand is going to be this track mop, and then it will make contact with the caster wheel, the 360 caster wheel in the back. Okay, so that's the overall specs of the Narwal Flow. We're going to put everything together, get it docked up, and we're going to start this testing and review of the Narwal Flow. We're going to put it through its test, see how well it mops, see how well it vacuums, and also see how well it can avoid all these obstacles that's going to be placed out. So stick around and we'll check it out. Okay, so the Narwhal Flow is washing its mop. In a few, it will be exiting and starting the cleaning process. All right, here we go. Okay, so you saw that it went over that very small threshold and it calculated and it actually lift up the two legs to get over it. Okay, so it's going back to wash them up. And it also has a dirt detection sensor inside the base station. So it determines how much dirt is in that on that mop, and it will basically clean until that mop is clean and it deems it clean enough. And the temperatures vary for how dirty the mop pad is, but it can get up to 173 degrees as far as cleaning with hot water. Okay, so the mop is all clean. It's ready to go back out to continue cleaning. Okay, let's see what it do when it gets up to that cord. Yeah, those low line cords, sometimes they get hung up. So well, let's see. All right, it looks like it detected it. Now it's going around it at about 1 millimeter, just as advertised. All right, so it's giving this laundry room a really thorough cleaning. I'm sure it's going to come back to it. All right, we're going to try to see if he can make its way beyond this guy. Okay, guys, so we got a crazy stress test for the Narwal Flow. We're going to see how well it does, and we'll be testing the end results after. All right, so right now I have a little bit of shredded paper, some kitty litter, a little strip of ketchup, and some old milk that was going out. All right, so who's excited to see how well this unit can handle all this? All right, let's get started. Okay, so it's just washing the mop. In a moment, it will be out to start cleaning this catastrophe. Okay, so mop's all washed and it's ready to go. All right, so it's just doing the perimeter first, and then it will start the cleanings. All right, so it detected all that debris, so I guess it's gonna skip the perimeter and get right to it. All right, so that is shredded paper and kitty litter. Looks like it's having a little tough time, but that was extreme amount of debris in that area. Okay, it's trying its hardest. All right, I would like for it to make a little more contact with the floor surface to really scrape up that uh, kitty litter there. I mean, it has the suction, but it needs the contact for that particular debris. Okay, look like it detected that spill and it's attempting to create a strategy. All right, it is going backwards on that. Very, very unique. Okay, it's getting close to that ketchup. Barely touching it. Okay, so it thinks like a human. Let's see. Okay, so it's returning to wash the mop. There's a tad bit of ketchup on the side brush there, but not too bad. Okay, the mop is all washed, ready to go. Okay, went right back to its normal position, starting the mopping over the ketchup. Continuing to mop that area and staying away from the dry debris at this time. Okay, looks like it's going back to the base station to wash the mop. And once again, like I said, every time it goes to the base station, it's determined the soil level, determining how dirty that mop cloth is. And based on that, that it depends on the duration of the mop washing and the temperature. Okay, so the mop is all clean. Back out to its job. I love how it maneuvers around everything from tripods to smallest of items without hardly touching them. Okay, so it detected all this large debris. Now it's creating a strategy for that. So it always cleans based on its conditions. It's not as systematic as typical units. Okay, so it looks like it's trying to go back and pick up all those fine particles that it left behind from before. I really would like for it to return to the base station to actually empty its contents and continue on. But, Narwhal does things very different when it comes to emptying the dustbin. It usually empties the dustbin before the next cleaning cycle. I really wish they will add a feature where this unit can basically empty its dustbin by time or status. But nevertheless, we will see towards the end of this testing is how clean it got the floors, and that's what's most important. Also, guys, they are actually releasing the Narwhal Flow 2. It should be out in April of 2026. And I'm really excited to see the improvements versus this one here. So, if you're interested in that, that may be the next one up for me to be reviewing. So I ask if you would like to subscribe to my channel so you won't miss out on any of my other contents that's coming in the near future. So with that being said, we're going to continue on with this review and enjoy the rest of it. so this unit is a really thorough cleaner. It's been running for 31 minutes, and it still says only 14% of the process has been consumed. So that dirt detection must be detecting a lot of dirt still. Okay, so it's finishing up on its last run. I just did a nice mopping and vacuuming for the ending of this cleanup here. And once this dry, we'll take a look at the final results. So far, it's looking really good. Okay, guys, so the Narwal Flow is all done. Let's just take a look at the results, see the floor surfaces, and man, well, I tell you, it did an excellent job. I gotta say, this is by far the thoroughest cleaning robotic vacuum that I ever tested or pretty much had. Like, it continued to go back and forth to the docking station, determine the dirt level, and kept coming out, kept mopping. It got a large amount of that cat litter and shredded paper up. Um, so so you can do for yourself. Let's just pan around for a little bit, and you can see the end results yourself. This by far is the best cleaning result that I think I've ever come across. Now, the contents that was put down as a recap, I put down a strip of ketchup, a little bit of oat milk, kitty litter, and some shredded paper. And was it a lot? And the end results speak for itself. So here you have it, the Narwhal Flow. So guys, if you like this video, please drop a like and subscribe to my channel. Okay, we're going to take a look at the obstacle avoidance. So I have about 5 obstacles on the floor, and I'm going to see how well this thing can maneuver around it. All right, let's check it out. Okay, so now as I said before, there is some maintenance you have to do after, especially a long cleanup like that the Narwhal Flow has done. So right now we're gonna basically do a quick clean of the washboard, the mop washboard, and then we'll go and check out the station and do a little once over on there. Okay, so right now there's only one small pre-filter, and that's just to catch large particles. Just kind of rinse it. You can wipe it down with a little bit of soap and put it to the side, dry it, whichever you want to do. And then the board, you just basically do a quick rinse. A little soapy water, and then, to disinfect, you can actually use some Lysol wipes, and then that'll clear it up. And then you should be good to go. All right, that looks pretty good, don't you say? So right now, I'll just wipe it down, get all the moisture off of it, and then clean up the dock, and then we'll be on the roll. Okay, so we're gonna go on and give Narwhal Flow a quick cleanup at the base station. I did get a notification saying to clean the mop washing board and the internals inside where it docks. So we're gonna go on and do that. So I like to grab some paper towels and also the handy dandy Lysol wipes. So let's go on and start that now. All right, so we'll just go in there. I had just wiped all the stuff out earlier, but I want to give it another once over. All right, so after that Lysol wipe down, I'll just take a dry paper towel and just clean all inside here, all the major components, and bring it to just as new. Okay, so let's give it another once over inside with a Lysol wipe. Nice and clean in there. Just be sure to unplug the docks while you're doing this, just in case you're touching any electrical components. And that's what we're doing right now. It's unplugged. So I have to say, guys, with these new style roller mop or track mops, there are a little more hands-on maintenance involved. This one is the least amount, I must say, being that you don't have to deal with a dirty water tank as it is internal and consumers cannot access it. So that is the good thing. I mean, no one really wants to be dealing with old dirt and muddy grime and stuff like that. So I think that's a good way to go with this particular model here. And as I said, mentioned before, they did demonstrate this at the CES convention that just passed this year, and they did show the internals of the dirty water tank, and it showed that it had a churning mechanism in it. So as it's cleaning, it's picking up a lot of grime and dirt and stuff like that. It's actually scraping it from the surface of the dirty water tank. And they did demonstrate it, and it looked very promising. So that is all I have to go off of right now. And like I said, the results of me having this here, I have not smelled anything bad or anything like that. This seems like a very hygienic floor washing vacuum. So, all right, so that looks good. Next thing we'll do, and we'll go into the app and just reset all the components just to let the system know that it has been cleaned. All right, so stick around. Okay, so let's install the mop washing board. And that just goes in just like so. And you hear a nice click, and then it's all in and all set, ready to go again. Okay, so now let's just get to the robotic vacuum itself. We're gonna do a quick clean overhaul of this unit. I'll show you how to clean the mop pad, the spray nozzles and everything like that. So we're gonna do all that right now. All right, so the first thing I like to do, power the unit down, of course, so you don't have any interactions. Powering up. Okay, and then I'll take a microfiber cloth and wipe everything down. So it'll be sure there'll be less times that you have to wipe the unit, speeding up time. Yeah. When you get a chance, always try to give a chance to wipe down that light art that's in the back, because that collects a lot of dust, you know, with the airflow and everything like that. As long as it's powered down, you should be good to go with a nice microfiber cloth, as I'm doing right now. All right, so let's pop this cover off. We'll take the dustbin out. It did auto empty earlier. Usually Narwhals won't auto empty into the next cleaning cycle, so you just got to be mindful of that with this portion. All right. So what we could do is just turn it around, use a nice cloth, and just wipe all that debris that's inside out. There you go. So for the more sensitive sensors and camber areas, I always use the best of the best microfiber cloth. We'll come around, get that side sensor, the wall sensor. The microphones. All right, so that is all set right there. Now we'll flip the unit over. And you see, these side brushes do accumulate some here, because as you can see, there is a few amount of hair that's on the orange one here, off there, and yes. So just want to wipe everything down. A little bit of Lysol don't hurt anything, so we'll just go around, give it a once over, and then use a dry rag. There we go. Okay. All right, so we'll apply this right back. Sorry guys, these gloves are last minute gloves, is all I have, but I'm not doing this without any gloves on. All right. Okay, so now for the other side, the left side, which is the purple one. So no hair on that side, so that looks good, but it'll still get a wipe down with Lysol. There we go. And then dry it. Okay. All right, so that looks good. What do you think, guys? All right, so the next thing we'll take a look at the main brush and wiping the inside of there and everything. Being that it auto empty, it shouldn't be a lot of solid debris in there. So we'll take a look at that next. All right, so here's the main brush housing. We'll take that off and remove that. Now it only has one clip to lift up and pull out and remove the cover. All right, so put that to the side. It's the brush, not too bad. To wipe all that dust off. A little Lysol wipe on them. Now the brush is true to its creation. This main brush never ever get any hair tingles whatsoever. So I have pets in the home. There is no ever any hair on this main brush. So kudos to that. All right, so we'll just wipe inside. It doesn't look too bad in there. It looks pretty good. All right, so we're in the sides of where the shaft of the main brush goes onto the motor. There's a lot of crevices on there, so you kind of want to spend a little time. Some type of crud builds up in that corner, so you want to spend a little time when you're wiping it down and stuff. But all other portions of the main brush housing, it's smooth sailing. All right, so that looks good now. Let's give it a little dry it down a little bit. All right, so that can go back. So now one side has the arrows and the other side don't. So just look for the arrows before you're placing this back inside of the main brush housing, and you won't be able to go wrong. All right, so now that's on like that. And we'll just keep coming down, keep wiping things down with the Lysol wipe. Okay, that looks good to me. All right, so gotta remember where I parked. All right, so that looks good and that's all set. The wheels are fine, You're only gonna get but so much off the traction portion of the wheels, so. And besides, they are designed to handle a lot of messes and liquid and things like that. So I wouldn't trouble too much. Just when you see dust build up, you might want to just use a vacuum or a vacuum on a vacuum, or just wipe it down and stuff like that. All right. Now, trust me, you won't have to do this too frequently, but when you do, just kind of give it a thorough one. All right, so now I'm going into where the sensors are. These are the cleft sensors or drop sensors. I'll use the microfiber cloth to just give it a nice wipe. Go around. And that's 3. And try to remove the dust from under the bottom of the bumper. So when it does bump in, it doesn't go into the inside of the body and the bumper or whatever. So it's already removed. When you see it, remove it when you can. Okay, so this caster wheel, it's 360 caster wheel. Basically, you want to take that off as well. You could just use a small flathead screwdriver and just pry it and pop it out. And then you see there is some hair there, so you might want to always check there as well when you're doing cleaning. That prevents any unnecessary noises and stuff like that, especially if you want to run this unit at nighttime and stuff. You don't want all weird noises and things like that. So just make sure the small areas or things like that are taken care of. All right. Okay, so now for the track mop, we're gonna do a quick cleaning of as much portions that we can. All right. So here we go. So you have 2 points, as I said before, pop out, and yeah, it definitely has some buildup right now. All right. So the mop pad obviously is washed by the docking station itself. So we're not gonna trouble with that. We're just gonna go and give this a nice rinse and then wipe it down real good and then clean up and the inside up here and get all that grime and grud up out there. All right. So I'll be right back in a minute. Okay, so that's all nice and rinsed off. We'll just wipe it down real good and then we'll continue on. Now this piece right here, every time you take this off, you want to make sure that you actually check for like hair or anything wrapped around it, because it can make it squeak. So just always check there and remove as needed. All right, that looks good. Okay, so we'll give all that debris and everything like that a quick vacuum. Remove all of that as much as you can before you start wiping. All right, we'll just wipe it down, of course, with the Lysol wipes. We'll get that scraper or squeegee. Okay, so this caster wheel, 360 caster wheel, basically you want to take that off as well. You could just use a small flathead screwdriver and just pry it and pop it out. And then you see there is some hair there, so you might want to always check there as well when you're doing cleaning. That prevents any unnecessary noises and stuff like that, especially if you want to run this unit at nighttime and stuff. You don't want all weird noises and things like that. So just make sure the small areas or things like that are taken care of. All right.
Okay, guys, so that was a test and the review of the Narwal Flow. Man, I have to say, it did an extraordinary job. I put it through the stress test, and it basically was able to compartmentalize all of that debris that I put down and clean as efficient as possible. So you saw in the video that it did struggle in the first few 30 seconds of it, and then all of a sudden it just started continuously creating these strategies, being able to pick up all of that litter and all of the shredded paper, and then when it got over to the liquid portions of it, it basically compartmentalized those two and cleaned one and then cleaned the other. So that was really, really, really neat. I must admit. So with that being said, we did cover the mopping, the vacuuming, the obstacle avoidance, and it aced all of them. It did really well in all cleaning cycles. So yeah, I'm really impressed with the Narwhal Flow. I would recommend it, and I am really excited to see what the next one has to hold. The Narwhal Flow 2. That should be hitting the market in April of 2026. So look out for that. Maybe that'll be the next one that I'll be reviewing. So I like to ask if you guys stay tuned to my channel, subscribe if you like, send me a thumbs up, or even reach out with a comment. I'm always willing to answer questions. So please, feel more welcome to reach out to me at any point. Right now, this is Derek signing out with your Everyday Tech. Take care, be well, and I'll see you in the next one.